We are producing sound through your body. It's not entering the ears at all. After the episode aired, we have seen about 400% growth in our sales. We've been getting organically orders from about 40 countries. We actually have about 50% of our market outside of India. The set is so huge. There's so many
Right.
lights, cameras. So the moment you walk in and the door opens, you see this, the massive scale of the set. In case of Aman, we are in the same industry, but we are in a different segment, way to which has a neutral reference, which has a neutral sound profile that is great for like classical music. Participate in music festivals, in flea markets, just to set up a stall, not to sell the headphones, but basically have people try it out. In the next 1 to 1.5 years, we can commercialize it.
Hi, Navjeet. Welcome to Growthcast podcast. Thank you so much for taking out time. And before I start, just wanted to understand when you decided to apply for Shark Tank and how was the whole initial process of the application for you?
Sure. Firstly, thanks a lot, Shashank, for inviting me, and it's great to have this opportunity. So we started out. I think it's been a few months. There are like about 4 rounds of application, interview, video pitch. So first 2 rounds is a written application where you share all the information and you answer their questions, and then third round it's going to be a video pitch where you submit your video, you record and upload it, and then the fourth round is you actually are called to a nearby hub. So for us it was in Bangalore, where we
Okay.
had to pitch in front of the Shark Tank team. It's not the actual sharks, but representatives from Sony and also the Shark Tank business team. So we'd have to actually pitch like we pitch in the finals, and also they will ask a lot of Q&A. So it's going to be at least like 1 hour long. And then the final selection. After the final selection, we get to know that we are into the actual tank. So we decided we were pretty much interested even the last season as well to participate because we've built a great product and the experience
Right.
is pretty good, and we knew that we had a good chance to get into the tank, and we just had to make sure that our business is in place so that we have a good metrics that we can present, and that's why we were waiting for this season of Shark Tank. And yeah, so after the 4 rounds, it's the final pitch where you actually enter the tank, and that is in Mumbai. It's in Mumbai.
Got it. And you have a very interesting name, Sonic Lamb. So what's the story behind this name?
Yes, so there are two parts to it. So one is that we looked at the existing brands in the market, and they were like pretty serious sounding, monotonous. So we wanted to make our brand pretty unique and stand out from the clutter. So Sonic Lamb intrigues you to ask that question. Why? What is the Sonic Lamb? So one is that thing, and you kind of remember it because it's weirdly unique. The second part is, we have two parts to our brand. So one is the creative, because we are a tech first brand. There's a lot of
Right.
innovation that we do, and that is represented by Sonic, and again Sonic means sound. And the lamp is where the gesture parts comes in. So if you look at a website, a communication, it is not very tech first. Like it makes tech more approachable, more human, and this lamp aspect brings it out. And overall it's like a spin-off of what you see versus what you actually experience. So when you look at our headphones, it pretty much looks like a normal headphone, but when you try it out, you get to know that the experience is completely different. And similarly, you look at lamb. A lamb is like a meek, docile animal, but
Right.
when you try out our lamb, you see that it's a different version of a lamb altogether. So that's what we bring out through Sonic Lamb.
That's a very interesting take on it. I'd like to understand that the price segment that you are operating in, was that always the plan that we'll go into this premium segment? Or you also evaluated somewhere in the beginning that maybe produce it for masses like we have boAt and other kind brands out there? Was that also the plan, or was clarity there from the beginning that I'll solve for premium audiences?
Right. So the main thing that we are solving for is the experience of sound
Right.
altogether, and the kind of experience we deliver right now, which is a physically immersive sound experience, that is missing out in the entire industry of headphones.
Right.
And we looked at we definitely looked at the overall landscape, and we felt like this experience is something which is been not present. Like if you have to get this experience, you need a home theater system, or you need to be in like a live music kind of a concert to get this
Right.
experience. And when we developed this technology and when we went towards designing it and manufacturing it, we realized that the cost of making this is high. So it's pretty high than a normal headphone. So hence we are limited by the price point at which we could sell. So that's where we looked at the premium segment. So one is definitely the value that we deliver, but secondly, also that it's gonna cost us more to manufacture this, and we have to price it at a higher price point, and hence we get into the premium segment. Over the course of time, we would work on a couple of more versions of a product that would
Right.
allow us to slightly reduce the price point. But I think we would be in like at least the mid segment and above that. And because of the cost of the technology and the overall engineering that we have, that limits us from making it coming into the to the I mean basically coming below the mid segment.
Got it, got it. Yes, because the USP here is the experience itself, so I think that you won't be compromising much on that. But if I talk about then target market for you, is it the metro cities only, or the non-metro cities you also see a huge uptake, or are there any insights that will be surprising for viewers also when we see at purchase behavior?
Right. So looking at our previous customers, and even after the episode got aired, the kind of customers that we have, it is pretty spread out. So we definitely have more customers from metro cities like Bangalore and Mumbai and Delhi NCR region. But equally good, we have orders from Guwahati, we have orders
Hmm.
from Andaman and Nicobar. So it's pretty spread out. So definitely non-metros also is a market for us. And I think it's all about, people have right now a good affinity towards experience. They're always seeking better experience. And I think, for us, we're not limited just to the metros.
Got it. Yeah, because that is really insightful. I also was having a conversation with a similar brand who went on Shark Tank. They also told me that most of our sneakers are being ordered by people sitting in Northeast. So I think marketeers at time have marketing myopia, so they focus only on metro cities and miss out on these pockets of growth. But if I talk about Tank, so you were sitting, you were basically there standing in front of Shark. So was that a fanboy moment for you, and how you were able to calm your nerves while you were making the pitch to the Sharks?
Yes, I mean I still remember it is pretty nerve wracking. The set is so huge. There's so many
Right.
lights, cameras. So the moment you walk in and the door opens, you see this the massive scale of the set. So within us, we were pretty nervous. And it is also live, and there's no cuts, there's no edits, so it's pretty whatever happens just gets aired. Definitely, they kind of reduce the format. So for us, it was a 90 minutes pitch, but it got
Right.
condensed to like 20 minutes that you could see that the one that got telecasted. So uh, overall, I mean, it's pretty nerve wracking. But the good thing is that before we pitch, then the day before the actual pitch, we are taken to the set. So that we get a sense of the scale and we kind of get acclimatized to the environment. So that is pretty useful because at least we are somewhat familiar with the scale of the set, and it helps with the process. So but yeah, I mean, looking at it, and the other thing is that even the sharks are welcoming. When you enter there, the way they react, you kind of feel comforted, and it helps to pitch in front of them.
Right. So, before going for your pitch, did you have any particular shark in mind that this is the shark that we definitely want on board, or was the plan that whoever gives the best deal will go ahead with them?
Definitely, whoever gives the best deal, but we're also looking at someone who could add value to us,
Right.
someone who'd understand deep tech and invest in long-term visions. And that's where we were keen on Piyush Bansal for sure, and then there's also Kunal Bal. So there were two of them which we felt like would be good sharks because of their affinity towards deep tech and yeah, taking on bet on long-term vision. And these were the two sharks that we were keen on.
Got it. I'll slightly move to consumer side of things. So, say if I am a consumer and today I have to buy a headphone, what are two or three things that I should definitely keep in mind while going to make my purchase decision?
Sure. I think the first thing is where you would use it, your application. So if you're using it for music and for general entertainment, then you'll have to make sure that you're using a headphone, because that's where the sound experience is the best. But
Right.
imagine you're using it mainly for traveling on the go. So for if productivity and accessibility is very important for you, then you should choose earbuds, because it's small, it's easily carryable, and there are also headsets which are open ear headsets that have come out now, and these headsets are something that is great for swimming, jogging, cycling, so that you're aware of the ambient sound. So one, I would say, in the application. Second thing is the kind of music you listen to. So if you're looking at warm genres of music that are bass heavy, then you have to use headphones which have that signature, compared to a headphone which is meant for which has a neutral reference, which has a neutral sound profile that is great for like classical music and uh, I would say instrumentals. So you cannot change the sound signature. So you'll have to go with uh, one, understanding the brand and understanding which sound signature they're tuned for. But I think these are two things broadly, and then eventually, I would say if you're traveling a lot, especially on flight, and if active noise cancellation is a key role, then you'll have to choose headphones which have top-notch active noise cancellation in place. So so it would depend on the kind of application, the kind of environment you want to use it, and I think that would help you to decide what headphones broadly to buy.
Got it. And I think not many times what people generally tend to do is that they go for cheaper, low priced headphones or earphones. And I think then that is detrimental to health of your ear as well, because it will have some implications. Because I think might be that sound quality is not that great, or maybe there's not much voice modulation. So do you also feel the same, that one should significantly invest when it comes to using these equipments, because at the end of the day it is going into your ear and that is a part of your body only, right?
Right. So I don't think that's an issue just with headphones and earphones at lower price point. That's the issue with the entire industry itself. Because
Right.
if you take any headphones or earphones, the entire audio spectrum goes into the ears.
Right.
And the second problem is that we enjoy bass a lot as Indians, and generally even in music we like good amount of bass. So what people do is, just to experience more bass, they or feel the beats better, they just increase the volume,
Just
and that
one.
increases the overall exposure. And that's what we also took a stance on with Sonic Lamp. And in our case, what happens is, because of our impulse drivers, we are producing sound through your body. It's not entering the ears at all.
Oh,
So
nice.
in our case, the low frequency sound, which is right from 5 hertz to up to 200 hertz, that is produced through impulse drivers. And it is not sound waves. These are mechanical movements. So what happens is the ear pad. So the impulse drivers is inside the headphone, and it moves the ear pads. So these ear pads move back and forth on a microscopic level. So you cannot see it, but you can feel it through your skin and your body.
Right.
And that's how we produce low frequency sound. So the advantage there is that, the entire sound spectrum, it doesn't hit your ears. It is experienced outside of your ears. And for the mid and high frequency range, we still use speakers. So that frequency range is something that you can hear through the ears. But
Right.
the advantage is that we also have a multi-mode dial. So with that, you can change the intensity of the impulse drivers. So even at lower volume levels, you can feel the bass more. You can
Right.
feel that emotion more. So that's something that overall not just helps us to improve the experience to the product, but also make sure that you have a safer listening experience. And this is something that is missing out again, not just in low priced headsets, but it's also across industry, even the higher priced ones.
Yeah, I think safety is of paramount importance. So talking about the safety, since you have built a product which is so much friendlier for, say, our eardrums, do you plan to take it to outer markets as well, basically markets outside India, or for, say, next 2, 3 years, the focus will be to stay focused on the India market only?
We actually have about 50% of our market outside of India, primarily US and Europe. So since day one, we have been exporting the
Nice.
headphones. and we have been shipping it directly. Working with a shipping partner. We don't have warehousing as of now. That's something that we are planning to do. But we've been getting organically orders from about 40 countries. And India is our second largest market. So basically, I think it's an experience that has a global potential, and we've built product to match the global standard. So from day one, we were very keen on exports, and we've been getting orders pretty well from outside of India.
Got it. So, how does that work? So, basically, if a person outside India is placing order, then you're shipping it through India, or you have partners there where, say, through Amazon US or Amazon Canada, there also you're shipping it through them also.
So right now, we are shipping it ourselves. So
Okay.
basically, the customers, they order through our website,
Hmm.
and in our facility, we don't just design and engineer; we also manufacture. So we own the assembly line.
Right.
So that's in our office space itself. We get it assembled, and we have a slightly higher delivery timeline because we make it on order and then we ship it. So that's why we've been trying to have a products on Amazon. It will happen in probably by end of February is something where it will go live on Amazon. And but otherwise we ship it directly. We have partnership with DHL and FedEx, and we ship it through them.
Got it. Now, most of the start people when they start up, they face this problem, which is of cold start. That how to get your say first 100 orders. How did you solve for it, and what's the story behind that?
Right. So in our case, we build the product talking to our customer base. So right during our development stage, we used to make 3D printed units of our headphones, and then just participate in music festivals, in flea markets, just to set up a stall, not to sell the headphones, but basically have people try it out. And with
Right.
that, we were able to understand what we can improve and how we can price our product as well. And what we did, even before we started our manufacturing, we sent out pre-production units of our headphones to tech publications
Okay.
uh, outside of India. So we sent it to Forbes, Tech Radar, Android Central, so some of these top tier publications to review our product. We were not sure whether they would review it, but just took a bet and then sent it to them. And fortunately, they reviewed, and we got very positive reviews from them, and that got us the organic visibility from international market.
Right.
So what we then did is we allowed customers to pre-order. So they would order the headphones, pay the full amount, but we would give them a timeline that it would take us like about 6 months to deliver the headphones.
Okay.
And people who are patient enough to wait and who are willing to support a startup, and then for them it's not just buying a product. For them, they're buying something that's very new. So we'll have to make sure that the product is innovative, and then
Right.
people, many of them, the early adopters, will be patient enough to wait
Mhm.
for you. So what we did is that out of our first 500 orders were like this. We did pre-order campaign, and people placed the order. They also made the payment, and that also helped us to procure the materials, invest in manufacturing. So as a startup, we are limited by capital and resources, and
Right.
we did raise funds from angel investors, but our first 500 customers also happened to be investors in us, because
Right.
they placed the order and they gave us enough time to deliver the product. So I think that's something that played a key role for us, and it also helps us give the validation. And I think that cold start, what you asked, right? I think this is a great way of bridging that gap.
Yeah, I think frugality is in your DNA because the way you are telling this story, I can really feel it that you hustled a lot to get those first 500 orders. But I also saw during your episode on the tank that there was a lot of discussion between B2B route and B2C route as well. So, what's your viewpoint? Because I personally feel that B2B is equally important because it gives you a sort of revenue predictability. So, you know that this much revenue will be flowing in, then you can plan your capital expenditures. Whereas B2C might be here and there. You can't have always 100% visibility on the revenue that you're going to make. So it's good to have both of these routes. What's your take on it?
Yes, so I think that, so in our case, what we are delivering is that physically immersive sound experience, right? And that's
Right.
what our technology allows us to do. And we have a potential to go beyond headphones as a form factor. And we are very keen on building a brand, growing the headphones business, building, that's entire thing. What we have is in place for the next 2 3 years as well. But
Right.
what we're looking to do right now is talk to other sectors, like companies in the other sectors, where we can partner with them to bring out this immersive sound experience in different form factors.
Right.
And B2B, partnerships and this entire sales process takes a longer time, so we do
Yeah.
not want to delay it. So that's why we want to see that opportunity. We want to basically pitch to these companies and get a sense of the market, get a sense of who is valuing our technology the most, and then how the entire commercials and the business opportunity spans out for us. So we can do all those preparatory activities right now itself, so that in the next 1 to 1.5 years we can commercialize it. So if we do not do it, I think it's then a lost opportunity. So
Right.
that's why we are spending a certain amount of a bandwidth to explore the other sectors and partner with them, so that we can bring out this experience in various form factors.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is a good route also, because with, say, disposable income increasing, people will go for these cars, high-end cars also, and that is where the sales cycle will become much shorter going forward. But talking about the offers at Shark Tank, they were enticing both from Anupam and Piyush. And was Aman also someone who was in your target zone? Ki maybe both can be a good partner here.
So between Anupam and Vinita, so I think they had a higher equity ask,
Hmm.
and then with Vinita, there's also royalty that came into picture, so that would something not work for us. So comparatively, Piyush had a lower equity ask, so it kind of matched our valuation as well. And in case of Aman, I think we are operating in a different. We are in the same industry, but we are in a different segment. The
Right.
the kind of product, the technology that we have, and even the kind of branding, partnership, distribution. So all those things will be different for us. So there wasn't something where we can directly leverage. There wasn't a direct synergy that I could sense. So that's where first thing is that that's the viewpoint that I have. And second, even in the tank, there wasn't any offer from him, and instead
Right.
he put out an opportunity that if when we're doing licensing, then that we can approach him and then explore any kind of synergies there. So from a deal point of view, between the three, Piyush was something where it matched our
Lot of synergy was
valuation.
right.
And also there was a synergy in terms of distribution, and we also spoke a couple of weeks back, and they're keen on supporting us on manufacturing, on marketing, and a couple of fronts that will help us build the consumer brand.
Got it. And Navjeet, you're basically building a premium brand. So when I talk about brand building, what are some of the challenges that you are currently facing and how you plan to tackle them? Because building a massy brand might be easy because you can play on the price point, but building a premium brand is a next level game. So how are you planning to win this game?
So one is it starts from the product. So building top-notch product, making sure the quality is superior than what's right now in the market is something that we focus on a lot, because that will help us build that perception. Because when you're delivering an experience that is superior than what's currently in the market, then you have the opportunity to play in the premium space. The second thing is customer experience. So that's something that we are looking very keenly on, so that we build a good relationship with our customers and make sure that they have a positive experience, not just with the product, but the entire experience, even before buying and after buying as well. The third part is we are focusing pretty much on the retail experience.
Right.
So right now we are working with Imagine chain of stores. So these are Apple stores in South India, and we have two stores in Bangalore and one in Kochi, where people can try it out. So for us, we want to make sure that experience is coming out pretty well, and making our product available in offline stores gives us a better opportunity for people to try it out. And when they try the experience, then it's easier for us to convince them as to why they should invest in and buy our product. The fourth part is the communication. So Sonic Lam as a brand, the way we communicate through website, to make sure that we create a memory or recognizable impact is something that we are focusing on. So long term, making sure that the quality, product experience, customer service, and even making sure that our products are as accessible as possible is
Right.
something that would help us build this. And then we also have patents in place that will help us make sure that we're secure on the technology front. And also, I think the important bit is to keep innovating so that the next version of our products deliver even better value and experience to the customers.
Got it. I think Imagine is a brilliant strategy because by that partnership only you are somehow at back of the mind establishing a image that this is a premium brand, because when people enter into that store, the perception already is there that I am entering a premium store. But if I talk about the uptick in sales, I know you touched the base on it during initial stage of our conversation. How is it that has been post Shark Tank, and what's the level of growth that you are seeing in brand queries or the sales orders that you are getting?
Right. So after the episode aired, we have seen about 400% growth in our sales. So because before Shark Tank, we were not marketing our product much. Like it was more organic, and also creator influencer led campaigns that was there. So this helped us put the word out to the broader India, and people will discard our product. So even like in our website traffic, our sales has been pretty great, and we've also had some conversations where we can focus on the B2B front. So we've had some incoming queries as well. So overall, it's been pretty fruitful after the episode got aired.
Got it. This brings me to my last question. What are your plans for 2025, and what is one big thing that we can expect from you guys?
So our plan is definitely to scale our business, build on the consumer line, make sure that the products are available beyond our website or like on e-commerce on retail front, and we also have the next generation of products in line. So in 2025 end of it, you can see a new lineup that will be launched with Sonic Lamb, and also I think you can see some kind of collaborations that you would see on the automotive front. So these are
Right.
some of the things that we have in place. But overall, it's about making sure that we get this experience out to as many people as possible, and that's what we are keen on.
Thank you so much. Wishing you Godspeed with your mission, and thank you so much for joining in today.
Thanks a lot, Shashank. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, I'll just stop it here.